You are on the channel Cataclysms. Thank you very much for your activity and support. Each of your likes and comments helps in promoting the channel. Review of events for 31st of January. A large landslide occurred in the center of Venter on the English Isle of Wight, with 2 people blocked in their home. Firefighters evacuated the couple from the house with the help of a staircase presented to the window. Fortunately, no one was injured. According to the fire department, the size of the landslide is 20 by 30 meters. The incident happened near the road, where a large support wall collapsed, and tons of land rushed into the yard of the apartment building. Owet Island Emergency Services are examining the scene and figuring out how badly damaged nearby buildings are. The landslide happened after a heavy rainstorm. In 12 hours fell more than 30 millimeters of rain. For the first time this winter, heavy snowfall passed at night in Berlin and Brandenburg. Only 5 to 15 centimeters of precipitation fell. Until about 10 years ago, cold and snowy January and February was the norm for European, but in recent years winter in the German capital has become increasingly mild. Snow fell several times last year, but did not fall. Now snowplows ride the streets. Owners of outdoor grocery stalls clear snow in front of their shops. Many residents went for walks, parks and square. People were pulled from the basement of a sledge for the first time in years after weeks of bad weather. Finally, that is, a good reason to spend the weekend outdoors. On the territory of Western Europe is moving a strong storm. An extensive weather system brought precipitation, which led to flooding, in places past heavy snowfall. The Spanish Meteorological Agency has given this storm the name Justine. The winds of the storm can exceed 100 kilometers per hour, and on the northern coast of Spain and in the southwestern part of France will reach 137 kilometers per hour. The Justine path runs through the south of Ireland, South Wales and England. The rain spread across the UK, then covered France and northern Spain. Cold in the elevations of the mountain ranges of the Pyrenees and Alps will lead to rain with snow and snowfall. Another storm traced to Central Europe could bring cold air and snowfall in eastern Germany, to the south of Poland and Ukraine. Up to 8 centimeters of fresh snow is expected in the territories of these countries. On the remote Norwegian island of Jan Mayen, located in the Arctic Ocean, a large avalanche descended. 2 people were killed, 1 wounded. Jan Mayen is located 500 kilometers east of Greenland. The population of the island consists only of soldiers and scientists. 2 of the dead were members of the Norwegian Armed Forces. A woman aged 50 years and 30, the summer man. After the avalanche, which removed 3 people, one of the victims managed to get out on his own. About 2 o'clock he spent snow, but managed to reach the military base for help. On the Norwegian military base, 18 people work shields. Military aircraft deliver cargo to Janmon from mainland Norway about 10 times a year, but it is possible to land here only with good visibility, since the airport of the island does not land aircraft on instruments. The River Seine, which flows through the Paris, exited the banks and flooded the embankment in the center of the capital. The flood was provoked by rains, which have been going on for several days at the Louvre Museum and the Museum of Ors. Due to rising water levels, city services removed mobile cafes, benches and garbage bins from the embankments. Parisians living on barges are advised to rearrange cars, scooters and bicycles to safety. Access to many embankments is blocked. According to the data, the water level in the Seine near the station Austerlitz rose on Sunday afternoon to 3.78 meters above the ordinaire. While the flood peak will not pass yet, the level of the river continues to increase, and this trend will continue in the following days depending on the rains. On February 1st, the river level will rise to 4 meters in the middle of the day. The unofficial scale of bad weather for Parisians is the famous 5-meter figure of Zouave, a warrior of colonial troops, installed in the center of the city. On one of the supports of the bridge Alma now disappeared the feet of the statue. In 1910, during the largest flood of the last century, Swab went almost completely underwater. Then the level of the Seine exceeded the mark of half, flooding a quarter of the capital's territory. The rains do not stop for the last 3 weeks. "750 pelicans were found dead inside the Senegalese George National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The reserve is a transit site for about 350 species of birds, but only pelicans have been found dead. Of those killed, 740 were minors and 10 adults. Authorities closed the park, ordered the burning of dead birds as a precaution. This month, Senegal reported an outbreak of highly pathogenic bird flu at a poultry farm in the Diès region about 190 kilometers to the south, killing about 100,000 chickens. Tropical cyclone Lucas formed in the Coral Sea. It is 1,200 kilometers northwest of the Belle Islands in New Caledonia and is still moving east at 15 kilometers per hour. The wind speed is estimated at 905 kilometers per hour with gusts of 130 kilometers per hour. Lucas is a threat to the islands of New Caledonia, through which he is tentatively predicted to pass on 3rd of February. A wall of dust covered a town in Texas. Video cameras captured the moment a severe dust storm covered the town of Lubbock in the American state of Texas. Severe thunderstorms lifted a huge amount of dust from the ground that hit the city along with wind gusts up to 26 meters per second. As a result of the storm, several trees were destroyed, transmission lines and publications were damaged. Thank you for watching the release. Special thanks for your comments and support of the channel.